Make this real quick. It's very obvious that China has said that they are not going to be involved in this thing. They are not going to go. In fact, they said at Kyoto they would have to have 1% of the GDP of the developed nations to actually be plowed into their economy before they would play with this. Well, that amounts to about $140 billion a year. We also know that China, by the way, is the largest emitter now. We also know that closely behind them, India will not do anything. I'm going to quote now the Environmental Minister Ramesh. He said, quote, "We will not accept any emission reduction targets, period. This is non-negotiable stand." Thirdly, if you go back and you look way back during the Clinton administration, when it was Tom Wigley was given the responsibility of determining how much would it lower the temperature in 50 years if we had, if all developed nations were to sign on to and live by the Kyoto Treaty. The results came out 7/100ths of 1 degree Celsius, which is not even measurable. Now, with that, the question I would say, if the United States unilaterally adopts a climate bill, will it make any material change in terms of climate, of temperature? Let's start with Secretary Chu.
Yes, it would. I think between...
So you disagree with all the others who are talking?
I would say right now, China and the United States, yes, you're quite right that China has exceeded the United States in its emission of carbon dioxide, but its two countries are roughly half of the carbon dioxide emissions of the world. I think the...
Okay, I want to get on down there. So you say yes, it would. Secretary Jackson?
I say yes.
Well, I don't have a choice here. We're out of time. Yes. And by material, what, 5%? Or what percentage do you think, 5 degrees? What would you like to quantify anything that would happen if we don't have the developing countries participating in this? If it's just the United States unilaterally? Hold that up.
Well, maybe I can...
Okay. Let me just go ahead and say, this is what we determined during the Warner-Lieberman bill last year, 13 months ago. And that was the EPA that said, this is the difference it would make. And let's keep in mind, the IPCC said they wanted to keep it down below 550 parts per million. And this shows by the EPA chart that with or without the developing nations, it would be virtually no change. Do you still agree with this chart? I'm sure you've seen it.
That it's Dr. Chu, since he's the science.
Okay, Dr. Chu, the chairman wants me to direct that at you.
No, I don't agree with that chart.
Do you, Secretary Jackson?
I believe the essential parts of the chart are that the U.S. action alone will not impact world CO2 levels. But as we've all said, and as many members of this committee said, the race is on for us to enter into a clean energy future. There is technology in this country that can be used to move markets not only here but abroad, and that means jobs for Americans that we are currently losing.
I appreciate your answer very much. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you so much.